First, we begin with that heartbreaking news. Country legend Dolly Parton passed away today at 80 years old. Thanks for joining us here for the news at 4. I'm Jane Monreal.
And I'm Nick Sturderman. Parton's family announced her passing earlier today. Take a look.
Dolly has lived in the light and is in the arms of Jesus, surely met by Carl, her parents, and countless others who have watched her and longed for her to meet them in the heavens.
Now, Parton's nephew, who you see right there in that video, made that announcement again in that video, posted to her social media accounts.
Dolly, of course, grew up not far from here in the hills of East Tennessee, rising from poverty to become a beloved American icon.
Yeah, her career spanned more than 6 decades as she took on music, film, and even theme parks. NBC's Chloe Malaz has a look back at her life and legacy.
On the radio,
there is no such thing as natural beauty.
on the screen,
We've got chocolate and yellow cake mix.
and even in the baking aisle. Dolly Parton did it all. Singer, songwriter, actress, philanthropist, businesswoman.
I was my own woman from day one.
Here you come again.
In her lifetime, Parton wrote and performed over 3,000 songs, 25 of them #1 hits. Dolly Parton's road to superstardom began in the foothills of the Smoky Mountains in 1946. The fourth of 12 children, Parton described herself as dirt poor.
My coat of many colors.
Those modest roots and her actual childhood coat inspired hit songs like Coat of Many Colors. She started performing at church, and at age 13, Parton appeared at the Grand Ole Opry. After high school, she moved to Nashville. 3 years later, she scored her first hit single and was on her way.
Jolene, 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 Jolene.
Amazingly, Parton penned 2 of her most famous songs in one burst of creativity.
We were looking through my files to get all my old cassettes when they were putting them on the hard drive. Jolene and I Will Always Love You were on the same cassette. So that must have been a really good night.
And I will always love you.
And while Parton sang a version of I Will Always Love You that reached #1 on country charts, it was Whitney Houston's version of her song that made history. With over 24 million copies sold, it remains one of the best-selling singles of all time.
And Hart wants me to take papers to his lawyer. I'm going to be gone all afternoon.
In 1980, Parton made her foray into films, co-starring in 9 to 5 at the suggestion of Jane Fonda. More films followed, including Steel Magnolias in 1989. In her hometown of Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, she opened Dollywood, a successful theme park, and she launched a childhood literacy program, providing free books to children, mailing up to 2 million books globally each month. Though she was long famous for her blonde wigs, in the end, Parton was best known for her body of work and the legions she inspired. Chloe Malaz, NBC News.
And we do have video of Dolly's last appearance. She was expected to appear at Dollywood for a new ride opening last week, but sent this video instead after a doctor advised her not to attend.
I think that's what sticks out the most. Like, she continued to work through it all. So, one of the hardest working people.
She wore that Dallas Cowboy cheerleader outfit not too long ago.
Looking fantastic.
Yeah, if you spend any time in Eastern Tennessee, she just has her her hand on everything over there. She's a big part of that culture. So
I was just there like 2 weekends ago, and I was like, there's Dollywood, we should stop by. And I knew the ride was opening the next week, and I'm like, we're going to miss Dolly by about a week. So sad.
And our streaming producer, James Brierton, was in Dollywood last week.
I know.
And Majestic Storm was also.
And everybody you talk to who has interviewed her just say what a wonderful human she is, and just how engaging she is, and takes time to talk to everybody. So very, very sad.
Just remembers, her roots, and she's so, humble, and that was really great. And if you haven't seen the Jennifer Aniston movie, Dumplin', 2018, it's so cute. And I just saw it a couple of weeks ago, not knowing that it was a Dolly Parton almost homage to her.
That's the one we saw. Mia was talking so highly of her when she did that interview with Dolly Parton in 2023. She sat down with her, and she just said what a wonderful human she was. So
All right, well, we will continue to honor her legacy. She definitely leaves a mark on the music world.